Joshua Buatsi beats Zach Parker in a pretty boring fight. Look, I'm going to be honest here. That was quite timid. That was pretty boring. Joshua Buatsi gets the win. It is a controversial decision and people are talking about it. So let's discuss it, guys. Yes, it was controversial. A lot of people believe Zach Parker won this fight. The minority of people believe that Joshua Buatsi won this fight. Look, when it comes to scoring boxing matches, guys, it's all about what you like. Some judges like aggression. Some judges like slick boxing sort of fight. So look, it just depends on what the judges saw on the night. I thought that Zach Parker was quite awkward and really strange the way he was fighting. He was falling on the canvas a lot. And I don't think you can win any fight if you're falling every minute that you get on a canvas. You need to stand up and fight. And he was just falling on a canvas every time. He was on the back foot most of the time. And Joshua Buatsi was the aggressor. He was coming forward. He was landing good shots. Zach Parker, don't get me wrong, was also landing good shots. But he was just the one being chased around the ring. He was the one falling. He was the one on the back foot and not showing any aggression. And I think the judges looked at that and thought, you know what? Joshua Buatsi is showing the aggression here. He is landing some good shots here and there. Although Zach Parker is also having success. But Joshua Buatsi looked like the one having more success because he was pressing the fight more. And I think that is why the judges gave this fight to Joshua Buatsi. I expected a lot more from Joshua Buatsi, especially because he was coming off his first loss against Callum Smith, which was a fight that I thought was a brilliant fight. If you have more of those fights in your career, you're not going to have a long career. So I think this fight was pretty boring, as I've said it already. Joshua Buatsi gets the win. He doesn't look good. He looks really sluggish. He looks off the pace. He looks like there is something wrong with Joshua Buatsi, and that has been for a while. And I was watching that fight thinking, if that was Anthony Yarde in there, and although Anthony Yarde and his team have gotten a lot of criticism over the years, if that was Anthony Yarde in there, that could have been a different result because Anthony Yarde would have been more aggressive. He wouldn't have been as timid as Zach Parker, and he would have come forward and would have thrown some bombs. This Joshua Buatsi right now looks a bit shaky to me, and I like Joshua Buatsi, but it just feels like for some time now, he's not the same fighter he was a few years ago when he was touted to be one of the best prospects in British boxing and that he was going to do great things. He doesn't look good. And look, guys, I think Joshua Buatsi needs to change his team. Seriously, Joshua Buatsi, if you're watching this, you need to change your training setup because I don't think that Virgil Hunter is getting the best out of Joshua Buatsi. I do not think so, guys. I think that since he's been with Virgil Hunter, I've not seen a great performance under Virgil Hunter. I think his footwork is sluggish. I think his jab is not fast and snappy enough. I don't think his boxing ability has improved. And I just think that he's not learning enough. And he's training in the US. He comes back into the UK for fights and he just lives the whole time in the US. And I think that is not helping him. I think Joshua Buatsi needs to be based in the UK. He needs to be training with an established UK trainer that can get the best out of him. And look, right now, we have some incredible trainers in the UK. And I think the best trainer that would be good for Joshua Buatsi is Andy Lee. Because I think Andy Lee knows how to get the aggression off from a fighter. And I think Joshua Buatsi has lost his aggression. Because Buatsi was aggressive before. Let's get it straight, guys. He was a very good fighter. He was aggressive. He knows how to use the jab. But something is wrong. And it just looked like he cannot get the conclusive win. And every fight is almost controversial since he's been with Virgil Hunter. So look, I think Joshua Buatsi needs to do the right thing. Change his training setup. Because as a fighter, you only have one career to get the best out of yourself. And I think right now is probably the time for Joshua Buatsi to do the right thing. So look, it is a boring fight. Joshua Buatsi gets the win. For Zach Parker, he needs to look at his fighting style. Because you cannot fall down on a canvas every minute and expect to win a fight. He needs to stand up. He needs to fight. He needs to stop boxing on the back foot too much. He's a tall, rangy fighter. Use your jab, double jab, right hand down the pipe and get some success. Going backwards, falling over your knees will not win you fights because a lot of judges look at fights from the aggression point of view. And if you're not the aggressor and you're being pushed back all night, then a lot of judges are going to make decisions against you. So look, you guys get in the comment section and let me know what you think about this fight. Joshua Buatsi beating Zach Parker. Joshua Buatsi now goes on to see if he can get the anti-yard fight. That would be a good domestic fight. Look, the light heavyweight division is a division that is infested with sharks. It is one of the most exciting divisions. And if you're not careful, if you're not a shark, you're going to get eaten. And I think that there's a lot of good matchups that we can see in the light heavyweight division. And I can't wait to see them. And Joshua Buatsi needs to be in the mix. Anthony Yard, Bivol Beterbiev. There's a lot of matchups to be made. And I'm interested to see what happens next. You guys get in the comment section and let me know what you think about it. My name is Bright. This is the Bright Show Podcast Boxing. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.